Okay, good morning, everybody. Can you please be seated so we can start this meeting? Dave, before I ask you a quorum, make sure that only the delegates are sitting in these seats here, please.
Yeah. Is there anyone who's not a delegate sitting?
Okay, please turn off your phones because we've been having trouble with some meetings with your phones. Okay, Dave, do you have a quorum?
Yeah, we have 41 at last count.
Okay. Okay, I've officially called the meeting to order, and we'll go with the minutes.
Good morning, thank you for coming. The minutes of the October delegates meeting were published in the Cobrua Reporter. Has anyone found any additions, omissions, or corrections to those minutes?
Thank you, Mr. President. I did bring the copy with me, but the minutes showed that the Veterans event was going to be on Sunday. It actually was last Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you, that was a sort of a typographical error. Well, can we accept the minutes with one correction?
I accept the minutes, Susan was. With one correction.
Thank you.
One correction.
Okay, let's go. Okay, the President's report. Two things. As you know, I keep saying this, nobody listens to me. By December 10th, you have to put in, if you're going to run for Cobrua office and the M&O committee. All of the Cobrua offices are open for election and 4 on the M&O. Is that correct, Stan? So that's part of it. I have to tell you, I've been here, I'm a Korean War veteran, I've been here 20-something years. We never had a Veterans Day. Shame on us. Shame on me. Of course, I never thought of it. But Carolyn Hayes thought about it. And she got me, Judy Milliken, and Mark Levy to help. And she did an outstanding job. When I was here, I never knew we had so many veterans. I knew we had veterans before also, right, Stan? You remember all the veterans? Some of them passed away.
Yes.
Some of them passed away. But I have to tell you, she did a great job. I'd like her to stand up. Carolyn, would you please stand up? Thank you. Oh, Dave, she wants you.
Thank you, Mr. President. It was really my honor to do it. I want to make sure that I thank, very briefly, the Cobrua Board for their support in letting this happen. Thanks to Mark Levy, who provided the financial support so that we could do this, so our thanks go to him. And to Judy Millington, West Community's Vice President, and her team. It couldn't have been done without all of these people and all the outsiders who helped us. We had visitors. We had the Olympic Heights High School Marine Corps Junior ROTC do the March of Colors. We had a resident speak a poem that he had written. We had another resident who performed taps for us, and it was really just terrific. So thanks to everyone who really helped make this happen. Thank you.
Okay, Treasurer's report.
Good morning. The month-ending balance in our checking account is $8,093. Our CD is $35,588 for a total of $43,681. Last month's balance was $49,448, and the reason of the difference is that the quarterly taxes were paid and some of our accounts paid in full the month before in September. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, security report. Security, want to come up, please?
morning, my name is Joey Brooks. I'm in United Security for the month of review for October. For the miles patrol, we had 5,863. Pre-authorized calls, 6,657. Commercial vehicles, 755. And food delivery was 363. Any questions?
Wait a second, Richard Diamond from Suffolk.
Once again, security is doing a fabulous job.
Thank you.
They check every car. Sometimes when there's a line, 2 security guys run out and get the car behind and the car behind. But you have to have a line if you want to have good security. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Dan Tanzer. I'm an alternate from Ainsley. I spoke to you some months ago about testing the operation of the AEDs that are in your car, testing it by running a trial run to see if it's possible to run this process, calling in an incident, seeing your response time, and seeing if it's adequate to be helpful in saving a life. And twice I spoke to you about it, and neither time did, the only answer I got was, go see Judy. Now, you've invested a lot of money in the AEDs, you've I'm sure trained your people to do it, but you have not determined whether or not it can be effective when it's needed. I think it should be, and I hope you'll reconsider.
We still have to go through Miss Judy. That's still gonna be the answer to that question, sir. We have to go through her. She has to approve it.
Has she denied it? Has
No,
she said
has
no?
not. She has not.
Have you brought it to her?
We have.
And what did she say?
She says she's thinking about it. She will get back to us, but
That's been 6 months.
I
More.
agree. But that's out of security's hand. We have
Do
to
you,
get her.
do you agree that it's a good thing to do to know if your policies work?
I see nothing wrong with what you're suggesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Susan from Suffolk E. I just wanted to let you know that I called the North Gate a couple of times and there was no response. So I had to call South Gate, just to make you aware.
Okay, sometimes the phones are busy or the lines are long, whereas Mr. Richards said, we have the guards helping with traffic flows, but I do apologize.
Good morning, friends. My name is Alvin. I'm with Fanshawe. Judy, congratulations, one, on baby. The other thing is there any deterrent we're using as far as safety, as far as flashing or potentially any anti-Semitic issues or bombing? You don't have to give me details, but is it being done? Are we being protected in any way?
Well, we have extra rovers right now patrolling. Sometimes, right now overnight we have 2 rovers. We usually would have 1. In the daytime, it's 3 of us because I go patrol as well. We patrol the perimeters and each association in full detail to make sure everything is okay. If anything is out of order, we do a report immediately and we bring it to administration. So far, so good.
So if anything happens, you also have the support of the police department coming here for the town hall?
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
Fred had his name up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fred Hadley, Cornwall E. I received an email recently from a company called Adventures, and it seems that they are presenting a comedy show here in Century Village at Temple Beth Shalom called Two Jews Telling Jokes. The thing that jumped off the page to me is that it said it's for residents and non-residents of Century Village. So it just seemed to me, the timing, I mean, first of all, I don't think we should be advertising to outsiders for shows inside Century Village. That's not really what we're all about. You know, we're starting to turn this place into a commercial venue. So I did send a letter to M&O Chair Stanley Siegel asking about that, and he said that, well, I'd like him to explain it in his own words so that I'm not accused of misquoting him. Can you tell us why it's a good idea to present a show called Two Jews Telling Jokes in Century Village and advertising it to the outside world? We already have two big targets, three actually, on us. We're a large Jewish population. We have two houses of worship. Now we're running an ethnic show on Christmas Eve. I don't know, it just seems tone deaf. And I'd like Mr. Siegel's explanation of why we should not feel endangered by this attempt to raise money for the temple, which, of course, I'm sympathetic to that, but it shouldn't be to the detriment of our security. Mr. Siegel, I'd like your response.
I don't have a microphone.
Thank you. First, we've had this, prior to the pandemic, we've had this show going on for years. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day is usually a quiet time, so we always have a show. We've never had a problem before. This year, knowing that there's problems on the outside, and we've been lucky so far, we've taken extra precautions with management, with security, with the people putting on the show, and also we have additional security from the outside coming in, so we're not going to be afraid. We want to live a normal life, and this is part of our normal life, except for the time when we had the COVID. So we're trying to come back to where we were previously, and in my opinion, we should not be afraid.
Anybody else? Excuse me, anybody else have any questions for security? Okay, thank you very much for the report, Chief, we appreciate it. Okay, Bylaws Committee.
The Bylaws Committee met to discuss the merits of the proposed amendment, and the next step is to give a report to the Executive Board. So the Executive Board meets on Monday, the first Monday in December. At that time, we'll give the Executive Board a report. They will vote on it and decide whether or not to bring it to the next delegates meeting. So that's the stage we're up to at this point.
Okay, thank you. Next committee, yes, oh, I'm sorry.
Susan Ortsman, Preston. I remember that it was going to be brought, I thought last month you mentioned it to us, and then there's going to be two votes on it, like let's say December, January. Is that how you're going to still do it?
Only one vote.
One.
The second meeting is the vote.
The second meeting, okay, thanks.
Okay, that's, anything else on the Bylaws Committee? Okay, M&O Committee, Stan, would you give M&O Community Affairs and Cable at the same time, please?
Yeah, I'll throw in civic, community affairs also. The West Boca Council is going to meet tonight at the library on 441. Basically general discussion or anything you feel you want to bring up about the community. So this starts at 7 o'clock tonight. I'm a member of the West Boca Community Council, and one of the big problems I foresee is the traffic that's resulting as of GL Homes building next to the high school. We've attempted previously to get an extra entrance on 95th Street, which was not approved. So I'm going to bring up again at the meeting, what could we do to alleviate the potential problem of heavy traffic. On Lyons Road, you're gonna have left and right turns. On 441, you're gonna have left and right turns into the community. On 441, only residents will be allowed. And my understanding on Lyons Road, you're gonna have all the commercial traffic coming in. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna bring it up and see if we can get Commissioner Sachs to help us out again. Any questions? Okay, M&O Committee. The committee met with management October 18th on a Wednesday as usual. Judy Milliken and Dan Cruz were present on behalf of management. The entire committee was there. The county water project has commenced. So far, they've been working on Guilford, Fanshawe, and they started on Hythe. If you'll notice, if you pass by, they rip up the grass, they cut down the shrubs, and it looks like the disaster area number 1. Once they put in the backflows, those big ugly pipes, they'll be resodding the grounds. They'll be putting in new bushes. The bushes originally will be about 4 feet high, and bushes grow fairly rapidly. And and with the painting of the backflows green, it should be a good camouflage job. So hopefully everything will work smoothly, and we'll get used to the fact that we're saving over $2 million a year by having the county take over the water, the 12-inch lines, and it'll save us the money, as I said. The work on the clubhouse renovation project is going along. Right now, we're anticipating, well, I'm being a little optimistic, thinking it's going to commence or finish this month, but probably December will be all completed with that job. The temporary entrances that we've selected for the buses in the rear of the clubhouse has been working pretty good. We've had a couple of minor little problems, but we've overcome those things. The new flooring in the rear of the clubhouse has been completed, and we should have the automatic door in place by the end of this month. We're in the process of working on getting striping for the clubhouse and some of the drives around the community. The flashing signs that we're going to be putting up to indicate to drivers that there are cross paths, pedestrian walking paths, slowed down a little because there was a mix-up with the provider of the equipment. We've asked Academy to give us a rundown of ridership in the evening, and once we get the results, we'll see if there's any modifications that we have to the bus schedules. Collections from the delinquent accounts totaled $29,200. The rodent traps that we have around the village, which were handled by First Service, they've given up on that. So in next year's budget for M&O, we'll take up whether we're going to continue it. And finally, wish everybody a happy holiday season. Stay well and stay safe. Any questions regarding the report? No questions? Thank you. Oh, too bad.
Suzanne, Newcastle. The decorated palm trees look really nice. Are those the palm trees that are going away? Those big,
Which palm trees are you
right
talking
in
about?
front of the clubhouse, the
Yes,
ones that are
the answer
decorated.
is yes,
so-
because we're gonna be putting up awnings on the walkways, and if the palms fall down, well, we won't have any awnings anymore.
All right, hold it.
Wait a minute.
One person talks at a time at this meeting. We'll listen to you.
So-
One
so
person.
those
Are you
big-
talking about the ones in front of the clubhouse?
I'm talking about the ones in front of the clubhouse with the lovely holiday decorations on them already. They have
Yeah,
lights that
those
go
are the
up.
ones that are being removed.
The big, I mean, it's like the majestic look of the clubhouse.
They've been removed? Excuse me, what's it?
You're talking about the driveways, is that correct, miss? The entrance to the road
The
you have
ones
to
in the
take.
front of the clubhouse have been removed. The ones on the walk path or the driveway, they're staying.
The ones, okay, so you're saying the ones that are decorated with the lights now are staying?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Anybody else have anything for okay. Hawaii, is anyone here from Hawaii that would like to make a report? Okay. Cobra, Sid, would you like to say something?
The date for putting in a declaration to run for office was November 10th, so you've missed it if you haven't put in your name. I have only 3 names so far. There are going to be 4 seats open. Keep in mind that at the elections in February, so at the January meeting here of the delegates, you can be nominated for the floor. If you want the names of the people who are running so far are Susan Meltzer, Mona Lloyd, and Sid Schwartz. Again, for the January meeting, please, nominations from the floor. The only other thing I have for you is that we finalized a date with Peter Sachs to come and do the presentation and question and answer as he's done the last couple of years. We will be having that meeting on March 1st at 10 a.m. to noon in the theater. There will be a presentation from Peter on the current status, and then there'll be a Q&A period afterwards where you can get all your questions answered. And that's it for my report. Any questions? Thank you.
Sid, would you please tell them the qualifications that you have to run for your...
Qualifications are, the positions are open to any permanent resident who is a unit owner of record. A permanent resident is defined as a person who has resided at Century Village West for at least 9 months in the preceding calendar year and is either a member of the Cobrua Executive Board or a director of a constituent member condominium association. So that in plain English is the directors or you guys, if you're directors and members of the executive board.
Thank you. Anything under old business? Anything under new business? Anything under good and welfare for the delegates? Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Susan Anderson, Suffolk E. I was just wondering, we have the people who spray for the bugs, and it's toxic to animals.
Are you talking about in the association or all over Century Village?
Well, I only asked the guy in my building, so.
Well, that's where you go first. If you're complaining about your association, that's not here. But if you're complaining about all of Century Village, that's here.
Yeah, they work for Century Village, not just our building.
Yeah, but where did you see them spraying in Century Village that you're objecting to?
At our building outside.
You have to bring it up to your association.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else good and welfare? Yes, I see it.
I'd like to address the delegates. Suzanne Newcastle. I wanted to address the delegates and have you consider running for some of these Cobrua open seats. I'm not saying anything against the current Cobrua officers, but I think it's important that we all stay informed. Well, as citizens in general, we need to stay informed. We need to know what the issues are. And I think that especially among the delegates, we should be the people considering running for some of the positions on the Cobrua. It's not for someone else, it's for us, and we obviously take an interest and keep up with things, so I encourage you to think about that. Thank you.
Okay, anything else on the good and welfare? Okay, good and welfare for, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mark Hoffman, Newcastle. In relation to the comments earlier about the AEDs, can we consider having CPR training offered here? I'm sure the fire and rescue people would provide it for no cost.
Okay.
And that,
I'll
if
bring
people
it
are
up.
knowledgeable at CPR, it could save a life or two.
I'll bring it up at the M&O committee. The next M&O committee, I'll bring it up. Of course, they'll make the decision, but the M&O committee will make the decision with the administration, so I will bring that up at the next meeting. You want classes for CPR, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it up.
Excuse me, Mike. Not just Harold Goldberg, Newcastle. Not just the CPR, but the advanced CPR, because that allows us also to use a defibrillator in case we have one in our car.
Well,
Every citizen has the right to carry today.
I know. Well, I'm gonna bring it up with the CPR people. They'll tell us what's the best. You know, when I say CPR, we're gonna go to someone who does CPR, ask them if they'll come here, what their qualifications are, and what the qualifications of the people who received it. Will you get a certificate? There's things, is that correct, sir? Is that what you're looking for?
The knowledge is much more than the certificate.
That's correct. That's correct. But I'll bring it up at the next meeting. We'll see what's going on, okay? It is an important issue. Yes, Ted. Mike?
Yeah, we have just one comment on the comment that was made before about the looking to consider running for a position up here on the board. I know I wound up on the board when I walked in to the office and said, "What positions are open?" And they said, "Which one do you want?" And I think I've been here for about 6 years that way now, okay? Of the 14 years I've been living here. And it's a very good point. There's nothing wrong with more people coming in and applying. And I have an idea that amongst the people up here, if we knew more people were interested, we would not mind that at all. And I think it's to the benefit of all of us to consider that. Thank you.
Yes, Ted.
I would just like to add that, and thanks Suzanne for bringing it up. There are a lot of new people, younger people. You have lots of talent. I'm sure there's lots of talent in this community, and it would be nice to see some of these names step up to the plate. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else from the Good Welfare Week? Just a minute for the delegates. None? Oh, yes. Back there. See it? Yes. Fellow in the yellow shirt who runs bingo with Pauline.
When I get up. Sit down, sit down.
Yes, this is, I guess it's addressed to Mike, my friend Mike. Elliot Friedman, Lincoln A. I'm wondering, next Wednesday night is the night before Thanksgiving. I'm wondering if there's bingo that Wednesday night.
It's up to you, not me.
Okay,
It's up to you.
I guess we'll take a vote of hands tomorrow night to see how many will show up.
You run bingo, I don't interfere. If you want to
Okay,
cancel, you can't.
thank you.
Hold on, back here. Dave, back here.
Just a suggestion. Susan Ortzman, Preston. Perhaps you could make flyers, put it by the mailboxes, regarding the election. So when people go get their mail, they say, "Oh, there's a new paper up there. What does it say?" "Oh, I could run for the M&O," or anything like that. So maybe if you could put it up by the mailboxes like we have everything else, people could see it. Suggestion, because not everybody reads the Cobrua but they always look at the walls to see what's going on.
Okay, we'll think about it. We'll think about it.
To get a delegate.
Okay, we'll think about it. Okay, ladies, okay. All right, the delegates, there's another delegate right there. Thank you.
State your name and association.
Good morning, my name is Karen Mann. I live at Guilford. I've been here 4 months, and I'm enjoying it very much. I was a little late, I'm sorry. I wanted to mention something about the security gate. Several days ago, I received a knock on the door. I was not expecting anyone, and it frightened me. I didn't answer the door, and a half hour later, I looked outside. It was an online delivery, but nobody contacted me from the security, and I wondered how, I was concerned about why nobody contacted me to say so-and-so was here, and if people are getting in without, contacting the residents, frightens me. Can you address that?
So they came to your place of residence, and they said that they let them in, but you didn't authorize it, is that
I did
correct?
not authorize it. They knocked on the door, and that was it.
Okay, I'll tell you what you do. After the meeting, the chief is right back there. See the chief raising, hold it, miss, are you paying attention? See the chief's raising her hand back there? Right there.
Yes.
After the meeting, go see her and talk about this, she'll help you out. Because we're getting not a lot, but people are telling me that this is happening. What's happening is, for some reason, they're getting their names, and they're calling them in, and they're coming in, and the people never authorize it. So, would you see her back there and see exactly what happened? Okay, anybody else, any other delegates have, Dave? No, wait. Any delegates yet have their hands up for anything? Okay, non-delegates. Okay, remind all the non-delegates that they have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Fred Hadley again. Thank you. First of all, in response to Suzanne's request for candidates, this week I filed a declaration of candidacy for president of Cobrua. It is my understanding that Michael Limongelli, who is finishing up his second set of 2 terms, he did 2 terms and he was idle for a year per the bylaws, can't run for 3 terms. And now there's going to be an amendment, but he claims that he's not going to run. So therefore, I announced my candidacy. The other thing I want to discuss is the article that recently appeared in the Jewish Journal by our Cobra attorney, Peter Sachs. And in it, he was bragging about how he fought for the condo unit owners of Florida to have the right to have political candidates come into their clubhouse. Now, Century Village Boca Raton does not allow that except in certain rare circumstances. So where do the candidates go? They go over to Temple Beth Shalom, the chief financial officer of which is our M&O chairman, Stanley Siegel. We should be getting those candidates in here rather than forcing them to pay $300-400 to the temple. They belong in this clubhouse. You should not force people to have to go to a religious institution in order to meet a public candidate. The other Century Village, also owned by Mark Levy, does allow the candidates to come to their, what they call, United Civic Organization meeting and make their 3-minute pitch during elections. I don't know why we don't have this privilege here, other than the fact that the temple needs money, Stanley Siegel serves the temple, so he's not serving the unit owners. The conflict.
2 minutes are up, finish up.
I'm finishing up, so I would call for the resignation of Stanley Siegel and to have the delegates elect someone who does not have any special interest.
That's it.
They can focus on
Thank
this
you.
community. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Yes,
Can I answer that, Mike?
sure.
At no time did I ever solicit people to come to the temple for political purposes or any purposes. They've approached the temple. I am only the financial officer, and with the approval of the president, we allow them to come in and they give us a donation. So I don't know what he's trying to prove, but this is all legal, and like I said, we don't solicit, they come to us.
No, you can't. Next.
This is what the problem is.
Fred, the problem is you'll keep talking, I don't want to throw you out. That's
No,
the
the
problem.
problem is, we don't have.
Fred,
Throw
you want me
him
to
out.
throw you out?
Throw them out.
Okay, next. Tell us who you are, please.
Robert Goodman, Wolverton. Two things. There are flyers on your chairs. There's a health fair coming on November 29th. It's a Wednesday from 9 to 11:30. And we have a lot of county agencies will be there. You can apply for homestead exemption. You can meet people from Consumer Affairs. There's a good opportunity to get to know your government, and representative or elected officials are there. So I would invite all of you to come and please spread the word. The second thing is, if you know anybody with a severe visual disability, I run the Low Vision Support Group, and we meet on Tuesday, the 21st is our next meeting in room G in the clubhouse. So if you have any questions, you can talk to me after the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for, you do this every year, is that correct? This health fair every year?
Twice a year.
Yes, thank you. Okay, any other questions on good welfare from the people who are not delegates? Good meeting, thank you very much. Consider running for office. Motion, yeah, because I get it from Alan. Motion, thank you. He always shows at me, give me a name, so, oh, we got it.